Hello, my name is Ayan and I'm a working DevOps professional. So today I'll be talking about how does load balancer health checks works and how much they really matter. You see, most of the deployments downtimes are often because of the load balancer health checks. How load balancer health checks really work is that load balancer pings your backend servers after a particular time period, to check if the backend running instances or servers are healthy. So if the response is the desired status code, which is most of the time is 200, or else it could be 300, which is obviously for redirecting. So if the response code is the desired one, it would be deemed as healthy, and if not, it would be unhealthy. So the most major misconceptions when it comes to load balancer health checks are that it only confirms if your server is up and running. It does more than that, right? It checks if your application is responding the way you need, right? So for example, you can confirm that your application endpoint is running the way you want it. And if there is a slow endpoint response, it could be deemed as unhealthy, obviously based on the response time you are waiting for. And then if it's a 500 error, that would obviously be an unhealthy. And then if your path is wrong, right, the health check path is wrong, it would also be unhealthy. So for example, you're doing a deployment and you are updating subpaths, or you're migrating your database, or your pod is restarting, or you are running your application again, or you're even building some of the components. It will take some time, and most of the time we don't give our application much time to respond or to get up, right? So this way, while your application is building up, your load balancer keeps on checking the endpoint, and it finds it's obviously unhealthy because application isn't been up and running yet, right? So you need to give some grace period to your deployment so that your load balancer knows that, okay, I need to wait a minute and then request my health check path. So this is very key, and at the same time you need to make sure you're using your health check path which does make sense, right? So for example, just going with the slash path or the root path doesn't really make sense. It will trigger some of your APIs, or you maybe even loading the front end page will require some time and CPU utilization. You will have to pay for that. So use health check paths like /health, which are really lightweight and you don't really pay for anything.